I'm so excited to speak to our guest today. She is a nurse practitioner that specializes in aesthetics. This is her second time on the show. I'm so excited to ask so many questions. To help us introduce nurse practitioner Crystal.
Hello, thank you. I'm glad to be back. It's wonderful to be here.
Good, good. I'm glad to have you back for sure, for sure.
Hi, my name is Jonathan McLean, and I'm the founder and CEO of McLean Aesthetics.
Welcome to the dark side.
Let's go. Awesome, awesome. So let's dive right in. How have things been since the last time we spoke?
Oh my gosh, it's been 9 months almost exactly since we spoke, and I feel like I've had a baby. I partnered with another injector, an amazing injector, and we've started our own medical spa. So starting a new business is a lot like having a brand new baby. There's a lot that goes into it. So that's what I've been up to for the past 9 months.
Wow, and that's so exciting. Congratulations on that. Seriously. It's so hard to first be a provider, but then to open your own spa is amazing. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. So what was the process of opening your spa? Tell us a little bit about that. Like, how did you know you were ready? Tell us like how you got started with doing that.
I honestly didn't know I was ready. So, I mean, this was an opportunity that just came along. I know in my career path, I ultimately wanted to end up owning my own practice and having my own practice. And it wasn't something that I had planned out or anything. It was just an opportunity that came along that aligned with my long-term career goals. So I couldn't say no. I had to jump on it, and I'm glad that I did.
Yeah, yeah, no, I can definitely understand that. And timing is everything, you know? So when the timing comes, you gotta grab it while it's hot. So that's amazing. That's amazing. So what were some obstacles you might have said that you faced while opening or endured while you opened the spa?
Oh my goodness. I had very little insight into all of the systems that need to be set up in order to support a practice or to support an injector. You have the electronic medical record, you have the website, you have the office management software, and all of those things, they're not something you could just pick off the shelf and then they're ready to use. You have to customize those and tweak them to fit your practice and the products and services that you're going to offer. And I would say that the most challenging part about that is that in your mind you have the idea of how you want it to look or the outcome, but then trying to translate that to the engineers who are going to build it in a language that's foreign to me. It's not medical lingo, it's tech lingo, and having it come out the way that I envision it was very difficult. It was a lot of back and forth and trying to explain something and then seeing the result and going, that's not quite what I had in mind. So that it was very tedious to go through that process with multiple systems.
Yeah, no, I can definitely understand. What would you think would be like the biggest thing that you would say was the biggest, like some people might say lawyer, or you said construction or social media. What do you think was the biggest factor for you?
I think for me, the biggest hurdle is taking the next best step. So there's so many things to think about, and there's so much that you're juggling when you're a small business owned by just a couple people,
Yeah.
that you just need to really focus on what is the next best step and calm down your anxieties about needing to have everything perfect and everything done right now. If you spend a lot of time and energy waiting until it's the right time, you will not build momentum and you will not be able to have momentum that will carry you forward. You have to kind of settle some of those anxieties and just every day look at and say, what is the next best step?
Yeah, no, I can agree. I can agree. Everything's not gonna always be perfect, but if you strive for the best and just take the step and go there, you will get there. So I totally agree. And I also like what you said before about really like translating. Like when you own a business, you're not just be talking to people in your industry. You're talking to people and experts in each industry and trying to come together and speak to them in their language, but being respectful is huge. So I love that point you made.
right? And trying to, you're trying to build your own brand and have that come through another person's hands. And so it's all verbal communication, and you have to learn real fast, get up to speed on some of the lingual that they use to be able to communicate effectively.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, no, I can agree with that. Now, we talked a lot about the struggles and challenges. What is some success that you've seen so far being a business owner?
I am surprised at the success. I'm surprised like how much support we had from family and close friends. It was just remarkable to see everybody come together for a shared vision, and just to come right out of the gate and be profitable. It's just, it's like a dream come true. I could not have asked for anything more. We are incredibly lucky or talented or have lots of help. Something's contributed for us to be profitable right out of the gate, where sometimes it takes businesses a year to even become profitable.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Amazing. Congratulations on that also. That's opening a med spa is not easy, and everybody thinks they can just jump into it and make a lot of money, but it really takes talent and a lot of hard work. Do you feel like your reputation had a lot to do with you being successful so fast, so early?
Absolutely. So in my previous career, always taking on leadership roles and more responsibility, it really gets your name out there so that you're well known, you're trusted, especially when you jump into the realm of teaching and educating other injectors. You do have a name that can sustain yourself on your own.
Yeah, I definitely can understand that for sure. How did you know you wanted to bring on a partner? How did you know you wanted to partner with someone?
I did, like I said, I didn't know, I didn't plan this.
Yeah.
Jillian Backer, who I have partnered with, she had planned on building her own med spa for years. And the timing was right for her. And she made that leap and was looking for a partner who would be her medical director. And we had a few conversations after she had already begun the process. She had already tried out a couple of different people, and it just wasn't a good fit. When we met, we both kind of knew that this was a match made in heaven.
And that's good. I'm glad you said that because it really does come down to personality fit, right? You guys are gonna be working together all the time, making so many high level decisions. You want to be able to be open and honest with the person that you're partnering with.
Yeah, and trust them. Like that's a big thing. Jillian and I are very similar in our injection styles, in how we manage our clients, and that's a big bonus to being able to work together because we already come from a similar foundation in how we proceed with our aesthetic treatments.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now let's talk about Snatch Academy. How did you do? I know we talked a little bit about your training program last time, but what has changed since then? And tell us a little bit about this program.
Oh, this is incredible. So after teaching for 4 years, I'm always asking for feedback from students. And the number one thing that I got from previous students was they wanted more hands-on injection time. So moving on into my own business, starting my own injection academy, I could do things how I know it's going to benefit the student most. So what we've done is we are sending out a lot of the didactic information ahead of time. So when they come on campus, they're getting primarily 100% hands-on injection training, small classes so that they're getting one-on-one, hand-over-hand instruction for 8 hours straight. Wow. So it gives I don't know of another program that gives you more hands-on one-on-one instruction than ours. And the other thing is we built in opportunities for continuing to improve upon your skills that you learn in a weekend course. So it's easy to go to a weekend course and get all that hands-on instruction, but if you don't have a place to go to start using those skills right away, you'll lose them. So we've offered some shadowing and some internship opportunities for students to be able to continue to refine their skills while they're looking for a job.
And that's huge. That's amazing, honestly, because those are the major complaints that I get from providers when looking for training classes. Like, can I get one-on-one? I feel scared to ask questions in a big group. Can I have a little bit more of a one-on-one training? And then also, what do I do next? Like, how do I keep this skills up to beat? And so I find my next job, or do I find what I want to do next? How do I keep everything, intact and my knowledge up to skill? So I think that's amazing. That's amazing. Sure. Wow. So it's one day, 8 hours.
It's 2 days and it's 8 hours each day. Yeah.
Wow. That's great. That's really great. Where can people go if they're interested in learning more about this?
They can go to snatchedmedicalspa.com.
Awesome. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, I know you have your own team, right? And you're going to build out even more people on your team. From your point of view, especially being a business owner, how do you hire great talent, and what do you look for in a great injector?
That's such a good question. And it pairs really well with the Injection Academy. So when we have the Academy, we're always scoping for talent in our courses, right? When you have a student that comes in that's remarkable, you want to develop that, and you want to be part of that, and have them be part of what you do. So one, we look at our students and look for talent there. The other thing is it's nearly impossible to make a good hire just based on an interview, even if that's a working interview. So what we've implemented is an internship. So anyone we hire needs to be willing to go through a 3-month internship, and it's paid, they'll be able to make their commissions, but it allows us to get a feel for them, and it allows them to get a feel for us before either one of us makes that final commitment to say, yes, we are partnering, we are hiring you. So I feel like that's really important, because an interview is such a tiny just snapshot of who someone is and how they respond. You need to see them in a variety of different scenarios before you know that they're going to match your vibe and they're going to be a good fit with the company, all of those things.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah. And you definitely want to get that good feel, because you want to, again, just like when you partner to be a business owner, when you're partnering with somebody coming on your team, you want to know that they're, going to be okay with everything that's going on. So I love that internship program.
And it's a huge investment on our end. We've found this out through trial and error real fast, that we pour thousands of dollars into an individual in their training and get them up to speed with their training, just to have them figure out that it's not a good fit, or for us to figure out that it's not a good fit. So doing this internship allows us to figure that out before we're investing thousands of dollars into an injector and giving them the training.
Yeah. No, I can definitely agree. And I know it's great training. So yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Now, I've recruited so many injectors and placed them on interviews, and a lot of them do really good at the interview. And then the last step, they say something that is just not great. And then the hiring manager would say, red flag, immediately red flag, later on in the line, it's not going to work. What are some red flags that you would give for people not to say during interviews? Or tell us a little bit about that.
For me, it's individual, and other people are going to be looking for different things. But for me, the biggest red flag is the I know person, someone who already knows everything and isn't open to learning something outside of what they already know. In this industry, the tech makes what we do change so fast that you have to be open to learning and evolving your skill and your craft. If you don't, then you're going to be left behind. You're going to be doing outdated techniques that are even unsafe, because we have newer, safer ways of doing things. So the person who knows everything is definitely not, in my opinion, someone who's going to be a long-term fit. Also, someone who's afraid to ask questions. Like, we try to make it a really comfortable and safe place for everybody to just be part of the process, and having multiple viewpoints coming, whether it's the esthetician or the front desk or the injector or from the owner's view. All of those views are important to be able to make a really fine, polished whole. So someone who is afraid to speak up or ask a question or question something that's making their job difficult, that would also be a red flag for me. We really rely on teamwork here at Snatched.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. No, I can agree with those, because if you're not speaking up, saying something that's wrong, then you're actually costing the business, because you can't move the business forward. So
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah, wow. I definitely agree. Definitely agree with that. So I want to talk a little bit more about trends in the industry. What trends are you seeing right now that are hot, or what trends are you seeing that are really breaking the industry mold?
Oh, the trends that I love seeing right now is that we're moving to more towards aesthetic treatments where we're utilizing the body to create the result. It's not just all something we inject and it fills, and it's the product that's doing the work. We're using biostimulators and exosomes and blood products and threads that are designed to ignite this response in the body that causes the results to be A, more long lasting, and B, it looks more natural when the body's creating the volume rather than when it's artificially injected with the filler and filled. So if we can use the biostimulators to cause you to regrow some of your tissue and replace the volume that you've lost, we're going to get a much better result than just trying to artistically fill that space with a filler.
Wow, wow, that's interesting because I see a lot of different clinics actually moving towards that way. And you're right. It looks great. It lasts a long time and people really enjoy that rather than the fillers. So I think that trend is here to stay. Is I see a lot of like BBLs, non-surgical BBLs. Is that something in your market also?
It is, yeah, absolutely. That is something that's hot, and it always is during the summer. And it pairs right along with those natural things that cause the body to do the work. We're using biostimulators to bulk up areas of the booty that need bulking or reshaping or filling in divots or holes, hip dips, those kinds of things, just to give a nice contour, a better contour. So very popular during the summer.
Nice, nice. Is there what type of patient I guess would be a good fit for that? Because I know people always have the conversation of surgical, non-surgical, which one should they spend their money on, things of that nature.
Yeah, it's very individual. Some people have the means for surgery. They are able to go through a surgical process safely. Other people, they aren't necessarily wanting to do something permanent. They want to just try and see how it's going to look on them first. So the non-surgical BBL can give you an idea of what it's going to look like with the surgical BBL before you make that more permanent decision. Some people really want only something that's natural, and the non-surgical BBL is a lot more natural than, say, an implant, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, I can definitely understand. Definitely can understand that. Now, I know a lot of questions. I get asked a lot of questions about patient deposits, right? And a lot of clinics are scared to charge patients huge deposits because patients don't like to leave a huge deposits. But then a lot of patients don't show up on time. They don't cancel their appointment. They don't show up, and then the injector lose their time slot. What is your opinion on that? If you want to give us a little bit more context.
You're right on there. So patient deposits are just a filtering system. So they're an excellent filtering system to get you the kind of clients that are ready and able to do a treatment. If you are having a lot of people that are no showing, if you're having a lot of people cancel last minute, then you're attracting the kind of clients that just really are not ready for a treatment. If you require that deposit, you're elevating your own image, your own business. You're saying that my time is worth something, and I just won't be stood up by anybody. And it allows you to, maybe it decreases the quantity of bookings you get, but it increases the quality of the client that you get that can transfer to an actual treatment and an actual transaction. So I'm for the patient deposit. And requiring something on the patient's end to secure that spot. I mean, I do my work. I've gone to school. I've done my homework. I participate in continuing education so that I can provide the highest quality care and the highest quality results. And I expect something from my patients as well. I expect them to put a little skin in the game because it's their body and it's their result. So they need to be invested, and having that client deposit is a way to ensure that you're getting a client that is invested in the outcome.
Nice, nice. No, I can definitely agree with that 100%. Now, I do look at patient responses also, and some of the pushback that I see in the industry, and they say, well, the injectors sometimes see me after I'm supposed to be there, 20 or 30 minutes, or so often after I'm supposed to be in the office. Are you great with timing, or how do you kind of manage that for your patients?
Oh, I agree 100%. There's a funny thing at another place I work, I observed a patient come in with another injector who was like over an hour behind and went up to the counter and asked for money to be credited to their account because there was such a delay, just like we would ask for money, because someone showed up late. We wouldn't give you the appointment and we would charge you that no-show fee if you showed up an hour late. So it was a very interesting thing to me to see a client go and demand that respect from the company, which they're not wrong. They're not wrong. If we expect the client to respect our time, you better be sure I'm going to respect their time. And if something comes up and I am running behind, I'm going to compensate for that somehow. I'm going to give them a little extra percentage off, offer to rebook, honor that they might have other commitments that they need to be to. So absolutely, I will respect a client's time as much as I ask them to respect mine.
Nice, nice. And that's all it takes, right? Just to both the common courtesy in each end and have a great schedule. Have a great schedule. All right, awesome, awesome. So I always like to ask, who are some people in the industry on social media that would be great for the viewers to follow, that added value back to the community, things like that?
If you are a newer injector, you absolutely need to follow Dr. Tim Pierce.
Yeah.
Dr. Pierce, he moves our entire industry forward safely based on evidence-driven data to minimize risks and provide excellent outcomes in the safest possible way. A lot of times new injectors are hesitant, and they should be, right? There's a lot that could go wrong, but just knowing how to manage it, knowing how to prevent it, those kinds of things are going to help you build your confidence to start trying new treatments and those kinds of things. Dr. Tim Pierce, he's the #1 out there for adverse events, knowing how to manage that kind of a thing. I like Dr. Anil Rajani just because he's so willing to try new things and test it out and then give that feedback immediately to the public. He has so much content out there with cutting edge treatments, ideas, materials that he's willing to just give it a shot and then give us the result, whether it's good or bad. And he'll tell you, this is not even worth your time. Don't even bother. I've already put the investment into it. Or he'll tell you it's great and how he's tweaked it to make it even better. And then I think the last person that I feel like is an important follow is Dr. Shino Bay. And he really is a promoter of the aesthetic, of the ethics behind what we do in aesthetic medicine. He causes me to think, yes, I can do this, but should I do it? Should I do this for every patient? And really provides a space that it's okay for a provider to step back and say no when they don't feel something safe or when they don't feel like it's going to ultimately benefit that client. So those are my top 3.
Yeah, I love all of them. I follow all of them all the time on Instagram. They have so much added value back on all those factors that you just said. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about your last Dr. Shino Bay and what you just said about him. How do you know, tell me a little bit about how do you know when you're speaking to a patient and they're actually asking something that you're not comfortable with? How do you kind of navigate that situation or get out of that situation?
Well, I might have an easier time than other injectors because I have 20 years of psych experience. I'm a psych nurse practitioner by trade. So allowing someone to see the flip side of what they're wanting and really educating. Educating is important. If you feel like there's something that you really shouldn't do, they need to know why and that it's grounded in a sound principle. It's grounded in the idea that you have their best interest at heart. So I would say it's education and helping them know that you really do. You have to take the time to build the relationship so that they know that you have their best interest at heart. You're not just saying no because you don't like it. It's because there is a good reason for it.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That education and just really like letting them know where you're coming from. I agree with that 100%. Okay, awesome. And then, so tell us a little bit about Instagram. How's Instagram helped to grow your business? Or has it helped to grow your business?
Oh, it certainly has. Instagram has probably been the #1 source of the growth of my business, individually and as the med spa. It's just, it's the way everything is going as far as advertising is going. And it's such an important thing to be on there regularly and to be relevant, right? You really have to be aware of what else is out there. You do have to stay up on the trends to remain relevant. And for me, that's not something that I'm naturally adept at. So that's something that I hire out. I need help to do that. That's something someone's always going to help me with my social media because that's not my forte.
That's a good point that you made too, like delegating things to other people. Is that something that you like put in your business or make sure that you do? I know you say you delegate with the social media, but with other aspects?
Absolutely. And that again comes back to fighting the need to have everything perfect or just how I envision it or how my partner and I envision it, is being able to let go of some things and have that managed by someone who's going to do a great job. Is it going to be exactly the way that I do it? No, but is it going to be effective and a great job? Yes, that frees me up to do other things that have to be done. So if I stayed managing everything all the time, I'm never going to grow. I won't open myself up for more space to be able to do more.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Education and just knowing the industry more, like you can spend your time on different things that bring more education to the business or different things overall in the industry. So I completely agree. Now, I've seen you at multiple conferences and I've been really talking about conferences with Instagram. Is that something that's huge for you? And which ones have been the best for you so far?
Yes, conferences are definitely huge. If you're going to learn about all the latest and greatest at the conferences, that's where you're going to learn them. You're going to be able to socialize and interact with other people that are having your same struggles and having your same successes. You're going to be able to learn from other people what makes them successful. It's really just like a giant buffet to choose from and be able to pick all the things that you want to incorporate. I would say conferences are essential. They're an essential part of growing and staying relevant. So I like A4M and I like AmSpa. Those are two top ones that really get the things that I need.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like both of those too. I didn't go to A4M, but I did go to AmSpa. And there's another one down here in Miami Beach, Extender Symposium, that I like. So I can agree with you on those. And yeah, you got to come to Miami.
Yeah, I know.
For sure, for sure. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me and speaking more about the aesthetic industry, your business, and so much more. Tell everybody where they can find you and anything you got planned next.
Yeah, we're at Snatched Medical Spa on Instagram, or Beautified by Crystal. That's my personal account. You can also find us on Facebook and TikTok. And then our website is snatchedmedicalspa.com.
All right, great, great. And until next time, bye.
Thanks, Jonathan. See you.